Well, hey everyone in YouTube land and whole premise of YouTube space, hello, hello again, talking head goes again, and this intolerable heat just wears on me, in a way that you cannot even imagine. That way I'm going down with this intolerable and just horrible heat, I should say, because latest weather conditions deteriorated to the extent that beyond that point of being relatively hot, it crossed that point and moved forward further again, and no one knows and no one literally anticipates what's going to happen in years probably that our temperature conditions will deteriorate more, and we are always wearing like costumes with a breathing apparatus, maybe not at that extent, but for the recent years I remember myself from my childhood days that was much comforting condition under which I was growing up, and now I tell you what, this is something like in 30 years either deteriorated, and literally no one fucking knows how it's gonna end, and when it ends, I hope it will never end. So we will all live the whole eternity and longevity, each from his side and her side, living happily, doing life, performing life, getting new experiences, good ones, and all those unknowns will happen to us in a good way. So today I don't fucking have any fucking scenario or storyline to follow, and I'm literally sitting and sweating, and little streams of sweat on my backbone. They coming down, descending, and maybe when I was drinking coffee that was literally true, but now it's not. They're dried out. Those streams, thanks God, and maybe weather prognosis says what? They say something, but then they change their predictions on the fly without being feeling sorry for that, because there is like several types of life on this universe. Lie, standard lie, big lie, and weather prognosis. That's what they say. You know that all without my intervention, and go into the subject. So guys, I arrived again to the point what I felt in 2003 when I was launching my business project. I felt rush, I felt jitters, I felt hesitation, I felt doubts, I felt a fear of not succeeding and of succeeding. The fear of succeeding is bigger because it obliges you, and your mind is trying to bullshit, to undermine that subtle situation, and to to get you to thinking that you're not appropriate subject for your new achievements, that you will not perform it well, that you will not do it correctly, that you will fail, that you will earn money, and you won't know what to do with those and how to deal with them and not to lose them. That's the main fears that block you from your success. Think of that decently decently, like deeply and honestly with yourself, and embrace this bullshitting. Embrace it. Is a pretty good indicator of right things happening in your life. When you feel fear of unknowns, fear of success, fear of future, more obliging you things coming, and you will have to sustainably support all that conditions, not only support that conditions, but move them forward. That's your new obligations and commitments that's gonna happen as you grow in your business. And you're fearful of that, and you fucking not only fearful, but also your body on a physical level doesn't want to follow, because all those unknowns and new things coming to you, they all bother your comfort inside, and that comfort inside gives you the signs of you allegedly being on the wrong track, but in fact you're on the right track. That's how the right track is being perceived. If you feel all those signs, jitters, fear of unknowns, fear of success, that's the signs of you being on that brink of your new overwhelming success. Think of that, and if you can, tell me whether you agree on that, whether not you do not agree on that, on what I said. This is my ideas, what I have, and then if you get it, then if you want to follow, if you want to give your feedback, give it your feedback. I'll be pleased to hear your comments, what do you think about it in reality, and what do you do in life, how you cope with your new achievements as they come, and what do you do, how you trick yourself in a way not to be overwhelmingly agitated as for that, and how you basically making do with all those things in your life. Be good, and I gotta roll again. This heat wears on me. I cannot tolerate it for any longer. Talking head got exhausted, and only for today. I'll be with you again as soon as I release something good and meaning nothing for you. Be good, get all. Thanks I value your tolerance, your resistance, your perseverance on following my materials, and thank you so much again and again. Be good, I got all. Stay tuned. Thank you, and see you in a little while. Be good. Thank you.